Azio, Fountain of Knowledge. Breast cancer myths versus facts. Breast cancer is one of the better known and more talked about cancers, but there are still many misconceptions. Unless people experience breast cancer in their own lives, or they're close to someone who does, they might not separate myth from fact when it comes to this disease, who gets it and why, for example, or what treatment involves. True, breast cancer is one of the better known and more talked about cancers, but there are still so many misconceptions out there. It will be a two-part video. This is part 1, kindly watch out for part 2. Part 1 will discuss the following. Myth: if I don't have a family history of breast cancer, I won't get it. Myth: if you maintain a healthy weight, exercise regularly, eat healthy, and limit alcohol, you don't have to worry about breast cancer. Myth: wearing a bra can cause breast cancer. Myth: using underarm antiperspirant can cause breast cancer. Myth: carrying your cell phone in your bra can cause breast cancer. Myth: consuming too much sugar causes breast cancer. Part 2 will discuss the following. Myth: annual mammograms guarantee that breast cancer will be found early. Myth: breast cancer always causes a lump you can feel. Myth: early stage breast cancer rarely recurs. Myth: all breast cancer is treated pretty much the same way. Myth: breast cancer only happens to middle-aged and older women. Myth: when treatment is over, you're finished with breast cancer. Myth: if I don't have a family history of breast cancer, I won't get it. Fact: most people diagnosed with breast cancer have no known family history. Many people think of breast cancer as an inherited disease. But only about 5 to 10% of breast cancers are believed to be hereditary, meaning they're caused by abnormal changes or mutations in certain genes passed from parent to child. The vast majority of people who get breast cancer have no family history, suggesting that other factors must be at work, such as environment and lifestyle. But doctors often can't explain why one person gets breast cancer and another doesn't. The biggest risk factors are simply being a woman and growing older. Over time, healthy breast cells can develop mutations on their own, eventually turning into cancer cells. Still, if you have a strong family history of breast cancer on either your mother's or your father's side, this is an important risk factor that should be taken seriously. If there are one or more cases of breast cancer in close blood relatives, especially before age 50, and/or other cancers, such as ovarian and prostate cancer, in your family, share this information with your doctor. Myth: if you maintain a healthy weight, exercise regularly, eat healthy, and limit alcohol, you don't have to worry about breast cancer. Fact: although these behaviors can help lower breast cancer risk, they can't eliminate it. It's something we hear again and again from newly diagnosed women. I eat healthy, I'm at a healthy weight, I'm active, and I barely drink. So how did I end up with breast cancer? Yes, there is evidence that all these behaviors can help lower your risk. However, they can't guarantee you'll never get the disease. There are so many examples of people who do everything right and still get breast cancer. It's certainly worth managing the risk factors you can control, such as what you eat and drink and how physically active you are. But it's still important to get regular screenings, perform breast self-exams, and pay attention to any unusual changes in your breasts. And if you have any health nut friends or relatives who think there's no way they'd ever get breast cancer, help them understand that no one is 100% safe. Myth: wearing a bra can cause breast cancer. Fact: there is no evidence that bras cause breast cancer. From time to time, media coverage and the internet have fueled myths that wearing a bra can increase breast cancer risk. The theory was that wearing a bra, especially an underwire style, could restrict the flow of lymph fluid out of the breast, causing toxic substances to build up in the tissue. However, there is no evidence to support this claim. A 2014 study of roughly 1,500 women with breast cancer found no link between bra wearing and breast cancer. Myth: using underarm antiperspirant can cause breast cancer. Fact: there is no evidence of a connection between underarm antiperspirant and breast cancer, but the safety of antiperspirants is still being studied. There have been persistent rumors that underarm antiperspirants, especially those containing aluminium and other chemicals, are absorbed into the lymph nodes and make their way into breast cells, increasing cancer risk. Shaving the underarms was thought to make this worse by creating tiny nicks that allow more chemicals to enter the body. Another theory was that antiperspirants can prevent the release of toxic substances from the underarm lymph nodes by stopping underarm sweating, increasing cancer risk. However, there is no evidence of a link between antiperspirant use and breast cancer. Still, some studies have found that women who use aluminium products under their arms are more likely to have higher concentrations of aluminium in breast tissue. Myth: carrying your cell phone in your bra can cause breast cancer. Fact: there is no conclusive evidence of a connection between cell phones and breast cancer, but the safety of cell phones is still being studied. Media reports have raised concerns that carrying a cell phone in your bra could increase breast cancer risk. There have been some cases of younger women developing breast cancer after habitually carrying their cell phones in their bras. In 2013, the Dr. Oz show further fueled these concerns by warning women never to carry their cell phones in their bras. The research simply isn't there to support this claim, no. To date, most studies have focused on whether the radiofrequency radiation given off by cell phones can increase the risk of brain tumors. This is low-energy radiation, unlike the high-energy radiation used by X-rays. For example, this research hasn't found a link, but the issue is still being studied. Still, cell phone manufacturers often recommend keeping your device away from your body as much as possible. Although there is no proven breast cancer link, you may wish to avoid wearing your cell phone in your bra or chest pocket until more research is available. Myth: consuming too much sugar causes breast cancer. Fact: there is no evidence that sugar in the diet causes breast cancer. Not just with breast cancer, but with all types of cancer, there's a common myth that sugar can feed the cancer and speed up its growth. All cells, whether cancerous or healthy, use the sugar in the blood, called glucose, as fuel. While it's true that cancer cells consume sugar more quickly than normal cells, there isn't any evidence that excessive sugar consumption causes cancer. There was a study in mice that suggested that excess sugar consumption might raise the risk of breast cancer, but more research is needed to establish any link in animals and in people. That said, we know that eating too much sugar can lead to weight gain, and being overweight is an established risk factor for breast cancer. In addition, some studies have linked diabetes with a higher risk of breast cancer, especially more aggressive, later-stage cancers. Researchers aren't sure if the link is due to that fact that people with diabetes tend to be overweight, or that they have higher blood sugar levels. For health reasons, it's always a good idea to cut down on desserts, candy, cakes, sweetened beverages, and processed foods that contain sugar. Reading labels is important, as many foods can have hidden added sugars like high fructose corn syrup. Thank you for watching. Watch out for the part 2 soon. Remember to like the video and subscribe to our channel.